Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anything Can Happen. My name is Graham Elwood. Sorry, we had a little bit of a tech issue. One of the contestants was having a hard time logging in, and Kate is having a hard time logging in. Our lovely moderator. So I don't know what's happening with StreamYard. It's been hijacked, probably by the CIA, and that's what's happening. We have a fantastic show for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. We haven't done Anything Can Happen in a couple of weeks. So we are back. We got two fantastic contestants, longtime friends of mine, Jim Bruce and Mike Siegel, who are going to go at it head to head. It's an all white guys episode because we're not represented enough in media. So we really figured that white guys needed more representation. So that's what we're doing. That's what this show's about. Thank you, everybody. Please hit the like button, share this out on your social media. And of course, we're still demonetized by YouTube, but you can go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and so you can put a tip, which is like a super chat, and I will answer those after the show. Hold on a quick second. What's up, Kate? I'm live.
Oh my God. Okay, bye.
All right. Let's bring Ron Placone on, everybody, for a rousing rendition. And then at the end, after the Ron and I will do a little You Should Know This at the end. Ron Placone, how are you, sir?
I've been better, but we got a game show, so that's all that matters. I woke up to my GoFundMe was suspended for reasons I still don't know. I don't know what I was in violation of, but that should be fixed now. And then after that, I was locked out of my YouTube channel. Oh, and I forgot, in between there, my webcam was acting up, and my cat had a hairball. So by 11:30 this morning, I wanted to kick in a wall, and it's only gotten better since. But glad we're here, because anything can happen. Like, my really shitty day might get better. Good to see everybody. Hopefully we're not banned. Like hopefully we're not just locked out of everything in a minute for reasons I still don't know why. I mean, I've been given no explanation. I have no clue, but I'm locked out of my YouTube channel for reasons I have no freaking clue. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I despise the YouTuber, like, I don't know, subculture. Is that the right way to put it? I'm really sick of it. So maybe I just won't do my show on YouTube anymore. I don't have a choice, I guess. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll just be an audio podcast.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
You can. I mean, I only simulcast on YouTube just because I already have, a big audience there, but I haven't made a penny from those assholes since February. So, it and the arbitrary, strike. I've gotten a copyright strike for something video from a year ago, like just arbitrary bullshit just pops up. And so it's, yeah, man, I share your frustration. It is just the way it just happens. These big tech companies
it's freaking ridiculous. I mean, I have no idea. Like, I've been given no explanation. I have no idea what I did that was like somehow objectionable, or if it was just some bullshit. Like I don't know. Like, but I mean, yeah, it's the same with me. Like I stream there, and I'm not like completely demonetized like you are, but I get demonetized more than half the time. So it's not like some, I'm there more because there's just so many people there, and that's where they get content. So for me to not be there would be very difficult. I'm envious of other comedians I know who have more audio centric podcasts. Like, I really am. I have been for a long time. So yeah, there you go. Been a bad day.
I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I'm really sorry to hear that. So Kate, our assistant, who also is the scorekeeper of this, we're just having numerous tech issues. And so she's needing the login info. So oh man, just one of those days that maybe Mercury's in retrograde, you know? That's a stupid reason. That's not why things happen. That actually drives me insane when people think everything's like Mercury in retrograde or whatever.
See, my thought is someone has a voodoo doll of me, and they're just freaking today. They decided to do a thing. I don't know who I wronged. I'm trying to. It's about to start like texting people like, "Hey, are we okay? Do you have a voodoo doll of me? What did I do?"
I think Voodoo Doll is very reasonable. I don't know. Kate, if you're watching this, I don't know how I'm supposed to give you my login for StreamYard other than I'd have to log out and get it, log you back in. So we're not going to do that. We're up and running. So, all right, Kate. Yeah. I'll just, yeah. So you'll just, Kate, here's what we'll do since you can't get into StreamYard. When you do the scores, just put them in your regular chat and I'll pin those to the page. That's what we'll do. All right. Sorry for all the technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, once it was revealed the CIA was deliberately trying to kill Julian Assange, everything's been going nuts. They've just been doing whatever they want now.
Oh, maybe that's what I did that pissed them off. I did a video about that. Maybe that was the thing.
I'm sure it's that. And if you've talked about the vaccine,
I did a YouTube short. I did a YouTube short about Julian Assange. Maybe that's what.
There you go.
All
I guarantee you that had something to do with it.
Okay. Well, fun times.
It's good times. We're living in a great era. It's just good times. All right, let's bring our contestants on the show for anything could happen. And we'll see if since we've already mentioned Julian Assange, he should be freed. Maybe that's going to cut the stream short. So, all right, we'll just see what anything can happen. Tech issues gone wild, minus the boobs. Yes. It's anything can happen. Gone wild. All right, Mike, let's introduce what's your name? Ron.
I'm Ron. Mike's one of the contestants. I guess we'll do him first. This guy has a really cool podcast, actually, that I enjoy. It's called the Travel Tales Podcast. Please welcome to the show, Mike Siegel.
Mike Siegel.
Hey, fellas, I've had a horrible day. I was trying to donate to Ron's GoFundMe, and it was it was Jesus, what a pain in the ass it was.
Try again now. It's back. They fixed it.
Hold on.
I had a busy morning just reporting Ron to GoFundMe and YouTube. It was just like I really was trying to.
It's on the phone with customer service forever.
It took forever to get that guy off of YouTube. Jesus.
He's the worst.
Enough already. Enough.
Mike, how's everything going at Travel Tales Podcast Land?
It's good. We're giving a lot of people who are expats these days, who are experts and letting people giving them the info and to live outside of the U.S., which is a popular thing.
I got to catch up. up on the podcast. That's great.
Why would anyone want to leave the greatest country in the world? I mean, we got people living in the streets. We've got for-profit healthcare, for-profit prisons. I mean, look at all the good work we just did in Afghanistan over the last 20 years. And why would you want to leave? I don't get it.
Number one, fella. Number one.
Oh, well, speaking of freedom, Ron, let's introduce our next guest.
This next guy, very, very funny comedian. Please welcome Mr. Jim Bruce, everybody.
Hey,
Jimmy.
Hey, welcome to a place where anything can happen except getting paid on YouTube and logging in. You can't do that. You can't log in. You can't get money on YouTube, but anything else can happen. So that's good.
I just want to say it's an honor to be part of this diverse panel.
Yeah.
I try to be diverse, and then I was like, Mike said yes, and then all of these like women said no, and I was like, well, let's ask Jim. I haven't had Jim on Jim's never been on the show.
Hey, I am.
Do you know anybody in their 30s at least?
No, that's me.
Ron's the diversity hire. He's a redhead in his 30s.
Yeah. There you go.
Must be great being in your 30s and not having to pee all the time. That's great, right?
I pee a lot. I just make it count, man. You know.
Well, this is a great conversation, everybody. As much as I'd like to talk about this, let's get on with our first Wait, Jim, are you still doing your podcast, The Brew Show?
Yes. So I have a show called Alex and Jim Analyze Billy Joel Lyrics. So let's say you want to hear two guys talk about Billy Joel for about 50 hours. We have 40 episodes. And man, every one of them's a banger. Yeah, I'm running my little show where we talk about Billy Joel lyrics. To give you an idea how deep we are, 40 episodes, still no Piano Man.
So just when we thought this show couldn't get any whiter.
No kidding.
We got a Billy Joel podcast.
Wow.
It is hey, we are the best show where two dummies talk about Billy Joel.
Folks, if you want two dummies talking about Billy Joel, please tune in to Jim Bruce's podcast.
Dude, so I can tell you real quick about when I saw Billy Joel because it was awesome. It was at Bonnaroo, like I think 2015. And I think he was kind of drunk. That's kind of his thing, I understand. And he played like a pretty solid, tight 45-minute set. And it was great. He did Piano Man. And then he starts walking off stage. And then everyone's kind of like, wasn't he supposed to play for 2 hours? So then 5 minutes later, he comes back and he's looking kind of freaking confused. So I'm thinking someone was like, yeah, you're not done yet. So he was just like, all right. And he just sat back down and he just played, like he played everything that night because he was planning like 45 minutes. He ended up having like time to fill. So he's just like, do I have any other hits? I think so. So he just went like it was like every Billy Joel song I knew, I freaking heard. So it was like, wow, thank you to his drunken mind for getting his set length. This was beautiful.
A quick correct. Billy Joel's never been kind of drunk. Not a thing.
Did he do like a 35-minute version of We Didn't Start the Fire? Just making up this random.
Dude, have you ever listened to his Sirius show on Sirius XM?
No.
Dude, he has this Sirius show. It's called BJ the DJ because no one told him you might want to think of a better name. And like he sits there and he just like babbles about and he does sound like intoxicated the whole time. And he'll be like, so that they were playing this rock and roll back in the day, man. And he's like mumbling half the time. But then he plays something on the piano and it sounds perfect. Like it's flawed. Like his piano playing is flawless. Then he talks again and you're like, I don't even know what he's going off on. Then he plays something else. It is freaking brilliant. And that's his show. Like that's his show. It's great. Like,
well, the microphone smells like a beer. He says it. The microphone smells like a beer.
He was not kidding.
And Davey's still in the Navy.
And he probably will be for life, quite honestly.
For life. A lifer.
He speculates for 45 minutes where Davey might be. And then he plays a Chuck Berry riff. That's the show.
Right.
I mean, it's great, but that's the show.
Oh, this is outstanding. We're going to talk about golfing next, another just older white guy thing.
Yeah.
Just really...
All right, let's do some questions.
Let's get into it. First round. All right. Here's our first category is going to be who said this, Democrat or Republican. I will read a quote from a prominent Democrat or Republican. It's not going to be some obscure. It'll be like a president, a vice president, Speaker of the House, a key cabinet member like Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, something key like that, or a prominent presidential candidate, like somebody who ran and lost, but not some obscure. It won't be an obscure person. And it's yeah. And so I will read it. The quote. You first person to raise their hand, and Ron will determine who raised their hand first. They get to answer it. If they get it correct, they get a point, and then they have a chance to get another point by saying who the exact person is. So this is, some people just will raise their hand and go Thomas Jefferson, and it's like, don't do that. Do Democrat or Republican first, and then you get a chance. And if you get it wrong, the other person has a chance to get a point in answering who said it. So points can float. There's a lot of point action here, a lot of up and down, a lot of horse play, a lot of horse race, as we call it in game show parlance. It's a good horse race. So here is our first question. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? You teach a child to read and he or her will be able to pass a literacy test.
Jim.
That's a Republican.
Jim Bruce, you're on the board with 1 point. Congratulations. Our first point on Anything Can Happen. Jim Bruce, to add to that lead, which Republican said that?
Sounds like a dummy. So I'm going to guess George W.
Jim Bruce, congratulations. That was said by George W. Bush.
Wow. Coming out the gate heavy. 2 points on the board.
It's either going to be that or Dan Quayle. It's either going to be one of them. Yeah.
A lot of idiots to choose from.
Yeah. It's deep. Yeah, that's a deep bench.
It is a very deep bench. But Ron, now we've seen this before, Ron, where somebody jumps out to an early lead. But what does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything, Graham, because anything can happen. And right now, there's a lot of points on the board. Jim came out swinging. It's nice to see a twofer right away. Sometimes we've seen people get like no points on this thing. So I'm hoping for a high-scoring match, but a lot of points on the board.
What was that, Jim?
So that can also happen. Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah. No, we've almost seen people go an entire segment with no points before. Almost.
Well,
that
hasn't
puts happened
pressure
yet.
on.
It could. Oh, yeah. You want to walk out with this with something.
Yeah, I got to put something on there.
We've seen big leads get evaporated. We've seen people get no points. We've seen leads go back and forth because, Ron,
anything can happen.
That's correct.
We've seen people just give points to the other person pretty much. We've seen that.
Just madness and hysteria. We've seen a lot of craziness. We've seen people dispute it, saying stop the steal. We've seen everything on the show. So let's go to our next question.
There's still a few pending lawsuits.
Who said this? Democrat or Republican? I'm a gaffe machine, but my God, what a wonderful thing compared to a guy who can't tell the truth.
Jim.
Democrat.
That is correct, Jim Bruce. You have another point. You are now in the lead 3-0. Which Democrat said that?
Joe Biden.
Jim Bruce, quick hands have gotten you a 4-point lead.
Wow.
Mike Siegel.
I brought a knife to a gunfight here.
Yeah.
And by the way, just for the record, I don't know nothing. This is weird. So I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Jim is a gaffe machine.
We've seen this happen before. Somebody who maybe not that politically savvy comes in and just finds a niche.
Not that politically savvy. That's nice. We've seen a guy come in here, maybe not too bright, but does well in the show.
That's the thing about anything can happen. Even the dumb people can do
Even
well.
the dummies can win this game sometimes.
What?
What?
All right. So let me here's our score. Kate just put that on the board. There it is. Score Jim Bruce 4, Mike Siegel 0.
Woo!
Ooh, it looks a little steep when you see it in black and white on the big board.
But two questions could flip it entirely, Graham.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Math
One quick flip here. And Mike Siegel could cut the lead in half. Or he could be down 6-0. Anything could happen, Ron.
That's right. Anything could happen.
We have Jim could be up 5-0. Jim could be up 6-0. Jim could be up 4-1. Jim could be up 4-2. Those are the possibilities just on this next question, Ron.
Just on the next question. Or no one gets anything. Also possible.
Oh, which would keep it at 4-0. Next question.
It's sad when that happens.
Oh, a lot of times we've seen it before, Ron, where points come flying out of the gate, and then there's a dry.
Nobody can score. It's like
are you
Beavis
guys
and Butthead come
for
to life.
something? Are you getting a delivery of something? Why are you guys? Get on with the goddamn question.
Just leave the pizza on the thing.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, I'm doing something. All right, Graham. Next question.
The Grubhub guy just texted me. He's pulling up. We have time for one quick question.
Democrat, Grubhub guy, Democrat.
I'm pretty sure Mike Siegel has nowhere else to go. But
nowhere.
All right. Next question. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? When I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it. I didn't inhale and never tried it again.
Jim.
Democrat.
That is correct, Jim Bruce. You now have a 5-point lead. Which prominent Democrat said that quote?
I believe that was William Jefferson Clinton.
Oh. Jim Bruce, you are crushing the impatient Mike Siegel.
I knew that.
Football score.
I even said his Christian name.
I knew that. Damn it.
Jeez, Jim is, he is
fast.
Yeah, his hands up right away, and he just...
Hey, in my defense, the first 3 questions were all by numbnuts, and that's my specialty.
Jim Bruce specializes in morons and the things that they say. So now Jim has, I want to say, Ron, is this our biggest lead that we've ever seen somebody jump out to?
Man.
I think so. I mean, yeah, like a total, like racking up all the points, 3 questions. I don't think that's ever happened before. Good job, Jim.
Okay, this is getting embarrassing. Let's get on the next one. I got to get one of these. I can't.
You gotta get one. Be quick with that hand.
I can't be shut out here.
All right. So, next question. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? Do you want to make a point, or do you want to make a change? Do you want to get something off your chest, or do you want to get something done?
Jim.
That's a Democrat.
Jim Bruce, that is incorrect. Your first wrong answer of the day. Maybe this will turn the tide. Mike Siegel, if you can name what specific Republican said that quote, you get your first point of the night.
Can I hear it again, please?
Yes, sir, you can. Do you want to make a point, or do you want to make a change? Do you want to get something off your chest, or do you want to get something done? Which Republican said that quote?
I'm going to say Ronald Reagan.
Mike Siegel, that is incorrect.
Oh,
Jim,
that's a solid guess, though.
That is a solid guess. Now the point goes back to Jim Bruce, who has a chance to increase his lead to a full touchdown. Jim Bruce, which prominent Republican said that quote?
So, man, this could be a couple of errors, but I'm going to go George Herbert Walker Bush Sr., George Sr.
Ron, tell him who actually said that quote.
Can I guess one?
No, you guys are out.
Well, I know, but not for a point.
Sure.
Okay. Was it Rumsfeld?
No.
Oh, okay. Forget it then.
No one went back. No one went back far enough. It was Richard Tricky Dick Nixon.
Doesn't matter.
Seems obvious now, doesn't it?
Dicky the Tricky, Dick the Trick. So
shoot.
No points exchanged on that question.
Mm.
Jim still.
Oh yeah.
You still got the lead 6-0. All right, next question. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? The objective I propose is quite simply to state to foster the infrastructure of democracy, the system of a free press, unions, political parties, universities, which allows a people to choose their own way to develop their own culture, to reconcile their own differences through peaceful means.
Jim.
That's very verbose. I'm going Barack Obama. Sorry, Democrat.
Jim Bruce, wrong again.
Probably not Barack then.
No. So it is a Republican, Mike Siegel, a chance to get this point on the board. Which prominent Republican said that quote?
About the free press. I'm going to go back to my guy Reagan.
Mike Siegel, you're getting yourself on the board with Ronald Reagan. That is correct.
All right.
Yes, that was that shows how like the Reagan Republican Party is probably to the left of the current Democrats, and the Republican now are fascists.
They would get booed off stage probably at the convention.
Yes. It's That's Ron Reagan, who there's so many quotes. There's quotes about him about Medicare for all. There's all these quotes from him that like, wow.
Immigrants.
Yeah.
Wasn't his last speech like, praising immigrants and things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it's good stuff to watch this country go far, far to the right. It's good to see Angela Merkel, who just left office, her conservative party is like to the left of Bernie Sanders. That's what it's nice to see here in America.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words.
Jim.
Feel like that's a Republican.
Jim Bruce, that is correct. For another point, which prominent Republican said that quote?
Going to guess Donald Trump.
That's absolutely correct.
That was a toughie.
2 points.
Just a second behind him. God.
Yeah. You know what? The reason I remember
Both hands went up fast for that one.
Yeah.
I remember 1 or 2 late night jokes being made for about 4 years. That was the era, by the way, that if you didn't have a job in late night writing comedy as a comic, you were like, thank God.
Yeah. Every night you'd have to write a Trump joke.
Yeah. On the same wall. What's the new wall joke tonight?
So Jim now has, I want to say, the biggest lead we've ever had, 8-1.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's
I
a
think this is the
7-point
biggest
lead.
I didn't know I was going against Quick Draw McGraw here.
Dude, he's fast on the hand raising. Mike, you gotta just throw it up there, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Do it like that here.
Yeah.
You just say wave him like you just don't care. Is that what you said, Jim Bruce?
Yeah, I was giving him
Outstanding.
Should we do one more and then switch topics, Graham? What do you think?
Ron Placone, I think that is a fantastic idea. Last
it.
question in the Who Said This category. Who said this? Republican? Excuse me. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? Like a good general, I treated everyone who wasn't with me as against me.
Jim.
Republican.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
Mike, have you thought maybe you should just raise your hand no matter what?
Yeah, I think so.
50 shot to try.
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
I haven't figured out the strategy after 5 rounds.
Just
put it up there. There's no penalty for being wrong, so what the hell?
Yeah, just you're like trailing by like a full touchdown, and you're just like running up the middle. Like throw the ball down the field.
I know, but okay. So it's a Republican then.
No.
Well, who did he say? What did he say?
Republican.
Oh,
Jim
he said Republican.
Republican.
Okay.
So it's
Can I hear that quote one more time?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can have that quote. Like a good general, I treated everyone who wasn't with me as against me. Which Democrat said that quote, Mike Siegel?
Harry Truman.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That is incorrect. Jim Bruce, a chance to scoop up another point. Who said that quote? Which prominent Democrat said that quote?
Oh, that's clearly something Jimmy Carter said.
Oh, close in eras, but Ron Placone, tell him which prominent Democrat said that quote.
Yeah, those were both really good guesses, but it was actually Dukakis.
Oh,
I know it's a random Dukakis one,
Woo,
but that's Dukakis.
Dukakis.
Yeah.
I feel like mine was a dumb, silly guess because Jimmy Carter's answer to questions is, "Hey, who wants a house?"
That's that classic Dukakis shot of him in the tank and looked like a little child driving a tank.
Yeah.
Oh, like a general. Like a general.
Like a general.
Like
That's
a boy general.
I imagine there was at least one like photo they didn't use where he was like, "Binky or no Binky?" Yeah, he did look dumb. That was whoever thought it was a good idea to have his tiny head.
That big helmet.
Yeah, I mean, there was that, and then there was his wife had the pill problem, and things kind of started stacking up on Mike.
Good candidate. Good candidate.
In her defense, pills caught on much later. Pills are pretty great.
All right, next question. Name that dictator. This is a multiple choice question, so there's no bonus point. I will read the question and the 4 potential answers. There'll be an A, B, C, or D. First person to raise their hand gets the guess. If they guess wrong, the other person has a shot at the 3 remaining answers. 1 point per question. Name that dictator. As he expanded his reign, he is famous for promising that where I have passed, the grass will never grow grain. Was it A, Pol Pot, B, Genghis Khan, C, Attila the Hun, D, Beowulf?
Jim.
Genghis Khan.
Jim Bruce, that is incorrect. Mike Siegel, a chance to pick up a point and some of your dignity. The remaining answers are Pol Pot, Attila the Hun, or Beowulf.
The grass will never grow green.
No, I will read the quote again. He is famous for promising that where I have passed, the grass will never grow grain.
Oh, grass will never grow grain. I'm going to say Pol Pot.
That is incorrect.
Is it
not a lot of grain grown in Southeast Asia?
Well,
but,
it's rice, but is rice grain? I don't know.
No, it's
You look so sad.
I had a 1 in 3 shot. I never read Beowulf either, so what the hell do I know?
I think it's fiction, but Ron, tell him who said that.
Attila the Hun.
Yeah. Shit.
Yep. Attila the Hun. No points. Jim still maintains his lead.
Oh God!
Somebody in the chat said Mike's trying.
So hard.
Oh,
that's a first here at anything can happen.
All of us.
You know what? I'm going to accept that pity.
Can we give some participation points?
I'm going to take that pity. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to enjoy that pity.
Can someone bake Mike a just for trying cupcake or something like that he can have just so he doesn't feel bad about himself?
I can't be more wrong all the time.
All of us have done stand-up, and all of us in the beginning heard somebody give us that compliment.
Aww.
Hey, you tried.
He looks like he's having a good time up there. That's what
it's so great.
I don't know what's worse. You're trying, or they come up after the show and you had a bad set and they don't mention the stand-up at all. They're just so was the drive over pretty good, or was the traffic?
That's it. Only worse telling the guy next to you that he was funny and completely ignoring you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or like they kind of make eye contact, but despite trying to avoid it, and they're like, "Have a good night." So,
yeah.
Okay.
Or I love that shirt. It's a great shirt.
I love that shirt.
I got the first cruise I ever did. I was at the buffet the next day after the show that went like mediocre at best. And then I'm at the buffet. Some old lady comes up to me and goes, "I do believe you were the comedian from last night." I said,
"You tried."
I said, "Yeah, that was me. Yes." I'm waiting for the compliment. And she just goes, "Good luck to you in the future," and walks off.
Yeesh.
And I was like, you know what? I'll take it. Thank you. Good luck to you in the future.
Good luck to you in the future. Oh God. That's obviously like a bless your heart, the way Southern
bless your heart. Totally.
Yeah. Did she have a Southern accent?
Oh yeah. It sounded just like that.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah, she basically told you go fuck yourself and quit stand up is what she said basically.
Yeah. That was
Not we enjoyed it. Not, you were good. Not,
No, go fuck yourself.
Nothing.
Quit stand up.
Good luck to you.
They know. I mean, down south, they're pretty. They're a little stricter down there, so they know how to say "fuck off" FCC friendly in so many ways.
Good luck to you. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. You're a delight.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one. When someone's mad at you, that's what I mean. I lived in Nashville. I've experienced it. Like you're a delight. That's what they're pissed off. Like, oh, you are a delight. Like, all right, I offended you. Where do you go to church at? I'm an atheist. Oh, you are a delight. Like, I get it.
Oh, speaking of delights, Jim Bruce still has an 8-1 lead.
But Mike's trying.
Mike's good
trying.
luck to you in the future.
He's trying.
He's trying. Everybody be nice to Mike. He's doing his best.
Oh, boy.
All right.
1-0, Mike.
All right. Next question, Mike Siegel. A chance at redemption. Name that dictator. Hundreds of Protestants were burned at the stake because this leader preferred Catholicism. Was it A, Pope Benedict VI, Queen Mary, aka Bloody Mary, C, Bono, D, King James?
Jim.
D, King James.
Jim Bruce? Incorrect.
Backwards.
Mike Siegel at a chance to bless your heart.
Millions of, say that again?
The remaining answers are Pope Benedict VI, Queen Mary, aka Bloody Mary, and C, Bono.
Boy, I'm gonna fuck this up.
You want the question?
Yeah, could you read that again?
Hundreds of Protestants were burned at the stake because this leader preferred Catholicism.
Hundreds of Protestants. I will say Queen Mary.
Mike Siegel, I will say you just doubled your points. Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart, Mike. You only trail 8-2.
But can you see? Let's just mention how dumb I am that I picked King James, famous Protestant.
Famous Protestant.
Yeah. No, that was
because I heard the word Protestant and I can't hear the rest of the words because I'm waiting for my chance to talk.
When I wrote this question, I was like, it's kind of goofy that Bono's in there, but this one's too easy. Because it's like, I mean, Pope Benedict, that would have been like, oh, it happened a couple years ago. I don't think so.
Right.
Bono, he doesn't have that kind of power. And King James.
Yeah.
And
2
Bloody
points.
Mary.
Woo!
Yeah. Bloody Mary. Yeah. I wonder if she did something.
All right. So Mike Siegel is now climbing back ever so 8-2 now. Jim's lead is only 6 points, Ron. What is happening?
Well, what's happening is Mike is slowly catching up. Anything can happen. Not everything is likely, but there's still a lot of game to play, Graham. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, good luck to Mike.
We've seen steeper we've seen steeper comebacks. We've seen a 7-point comeback.
All right.
That's the truth. So it ain't over.
Anything can happen.
Let's do one more, then switch topics.
You got it.
Get some more points on the board.
Okay. Name that dictator. This world leader has a black belt in judo. Is it A, Kamala Harris, B, Vladimir Putin, C, Boris Johnson, D, Emmanuel Macron?
Mike Siegel.
Ooh, you threw me off with the last one. But I was going to say Putin.
Mike Siegel, you just got your 3rd point.
Yeah.
That is correct. Vladimir Putin does have a black belt in judo. Now, Mike Siegel.
Legitimately? Or did they just give him one like a honorary degree?
He went in and asked for one. They had to give it to him.
Yeah.
He goes, where is Built Maker? I'm here for Built Maker.
Are you going to turn him down? You're like, yeah, here, take the black one, sir, please.
Can I have black belt? You have to learn it. Do you like having school? Do you like having it?
All right, now we're going to go to a new category. I'm going to read a law, and you're going to determine. This is now similar to the first series. Religious law or state law. I'm going to read this law, and you say, was it either religious law or state law? And if you get that correct, you then have the chance to name either. If you say state law, you can pick up an extra point by naming which state that it's in. And then if you do religious law, name the specific religion or religious book that it's in, i.e. the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, whatever. All right. So you could potentially walk out with 2 points per question, which Mike Siegel, you currently trail 8-3. This could be your big comeback story. Or Jim extends his lead once again. Religious law or state law. It's illegal to sleep naked.
Jim.
State law.
Jim Bruce, you just got your 9th point. That is correct.
Yeah.
Now, Jim Bruce, to put your lead back up to 7 points, which state has that law?
I don't know for sure, but having lived there, I hope it's Arizona. I know it.
No, Jim Bruce, that is not correct. Mike Siegel.
Got 49 chances.
49.
Sleeping naked. Well, I will say Utah.
That is incorrect. Oh. Ron, tell them which state has this law.
I think I totally get the Utah guess because it's like, well, that's a pretty conservative place. But I think here it's a little more temperature related because the answer is Minnesota has that.
Literally don't want you to freeze your nuts off.
Yeah.
I thought maybe with the Mormons and the magic underwear, maybe that was the embedded in that. But
which is going to go to our runner-up tonight, a pair of magic underwear. Anything can happen, magic underwear. All right, next question. So Jim now is back up to a 6-point lead. Jim is up 9 to Mike's 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Religious law or state law? Underwear should go from hips to the thighs.
Mike.
Religious law.
Mike Siegel, you just got another point on the board, my friend. It is now 9-4. Mike, name which religious book that is listed in for a chance at getting another point.
Well, since I already brought it up, I'm going to say the Book of Mormon, but
that is incorrect, Mike Siegel.
But the hips to the thigh, that's almost the same place. I mean, that's not, you know what I mean? That's not a big distance. So like boxer brief, what is it? You know?
Are you looking for logic within religion?
No. But okay.
Jim Bruce, you have a chance to pick up a point here.
Boy, it's a close run between these two religions, but I'm going to go Quran because it's clothing.
Oh, that is incorrect. Ron Placone, tell everybody what the options were for this answer.
So that's actually Old Testament. So Torah or Bible would have been acceptable.
Yeah, they have a lot.
But Mike Siegel
picked up one.
Picked up one.
Nice.
So now it is 9-4. Jim's lead is back down to 5.
Nervous.
It's within range now. So it's within range now. A couple 2 spots.
All it takes is two quick 2-point victories, and you are within shouting distance of taking the lead for the first time tonight. Jim has been in the lead since the first question. He has had a lead as big as 7 points, and now down to 5.
Forgot about Mike's expertise in telling people what to wear.
All right. Religious law or state law? You may not ride an ugly horse.
Jim.
That is a state law.
Jim Bruce, you just got your 10th point.
God damn it.
Congratulations. Now, Jim, which state has that law?
Kentucky.
Jim Bruce, that is incorrect. Mike, a chance to keep Jim's lead only at 5 points. Which state has this law? You may not ride an ugly horse.
Ugly horse. I don't know. I'm just going to go with the obvious and say Texas.
No, that is not correct. Ron Placone, tell these guys which state will not allow you to ride an ugly horse.
This is super random. The answer is Washington. It is Washington State that has that law, which is, I mean, I guess in some of the more rural parts, there's a lot of horseback riding, I suppose. But that's, yeah. I would have guessed Texas. I would have guessed, like Wyoming or something.
Are Washington horses particularly hot and sexy?
That might be what it is.
All right.
They got,
the best
The
part.
hottest horses.
they got the sexiest horses up in Washington.
Yeah.
The best part of this law is,
And if you go down to Oregon, they're fully nude. That's
I like to picture when they made this law, they saw some guy with a horse, was like, no.
What is wrong?
what is that?
Oh.
What does an ugly horse look like? You know what I mean? It just,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
how do you determine what's
And
it's got the U-shaped back or something?
Yeah. Weird. I mean, they all got long teeth. I mean, what,
Yeah.
a bad eye?
yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever said, "Oh man, that is one ugly horse." Like
Yeah.
when would
I've
that
never
happen?
heard that.
Really, I've never heard that. I've never thought that. I've never seen a horse like, "Oh, that horse is ugly."
And
because you're not
That's a-
judgmental.
and who gets to determine that? So the cop walks up and goes, "Hey, dude, your horse is
Oh.
really sorry."
You know why I pulled you over? This horse is a dog, my friend. A literal fucking dog.
All right, next question. Mike Siegel running out of time to
I
come
know.
from behind.
Yeah, I feel like we're down to the final few, aren't we?
We are.
Hmm.
All right. Religious law or state law? Bullets may not be used as currency.
Mike.
State law.
Mike Siegel, you're on the board with a point. To pick up another point, Mike Siegel, which state has that law?
I'm going back to Texas.
Actually, that's incorrect.
Oh.
Jim Bruce, which state has the following law? Bullets may not be used as currency.
That feels somewhat like something of a Southwest law, and I'm going to guess my home state is finally being represented. Give it up for Arizona, everybody.
That is incorrect. Actually, they probably, in the two states you guys picked, they probably can be used
Can
as
use
currency.
it as currency. Yeah.
Because
That steak
Ron
will cost you
Placone-
12 bullets.
Yeah, exactly. You can trade in bullets and ugly horses.
Yeah.
So there's something weird that goes on in the corners because that law is actually in Maine.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right.
it's in Maine.
Wow.
Mm. But Mike Siegel did pick up a point.
How much chowder can I get for this bullet?
Can I pay for that syrup in bullets, sir? No, you cannot. Jim Bruce 10, Mike Siegel 5. Let's say 3 more questions. So we're going to do one more religious law or state law, and then we're going to go back to who said it, Republican or Democrat.
All right.
Religious law or state law. Be afraid, but only if you're breaking the law.
Jim.
That is a state law.
Jim Bruce, that is incorrect.
Son of a bitch.
That is a religious law. Mike Siegel, a chance to pick up another point, inching your way closer. What book has that religious law?
Be afraid, but only if you're breaking the law. I'm going to say the Quran.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Jim Bruce, a chance to pick up this point that is being very elusive.
I'm going to go Torah.
Incorrect. Nobody gets the point. Ron, tell him which book has.
Man.
Is it the Boy Scout Handbook?
Yes. Bible. It's Bible.
So that's
Bible. Oh.
That's New Testament. You know,
Yep.
done.
Never read it. Is there a movie I could see of it?
Oh, there's a couple.
Okay.
None of them do the whole thing, though.
You could have almost guessed by going, oh, there's a scotch of humanity in it. So, oh, well.
All right, gentlemen. What did I say? Final 3 questions?
Yeah, so we're down to 2.
Down to 2.
Is this next question worth 6 points?
Mike, I guess we're just doing this for fun. Mike has no chance of winning.
But he can close the gap.
Pride, maybe some pride. Here we go.
Mike is fighting to not have the biggest loss gap. Because is the record still 6 points?
Yeah, we had a 6-point win.
It was 6 point. Yeah, we had a 10-4 win. Dave Anthony over Gareth Reynolds. Battle of the Dollop.
I'm like the Cubs in September. I'm playing for pride now.
That's what you are. And a job for next year.
Yeah.
All right. Who said this? Democrat or Republican? In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years.
Jim.
Republican.
Jim Bruce, that's correct. You have 11 points. And a chance
Jim's
to
going for the record.
Really trying to win wholeheartedly and break a new record of total points and win margin. Which famous Republican said that?
I want it to hurt. I'm going to go his guy, Ronald Reagan. I'm going to go Ronald Reagan.
Jim Bruce, that is incorrect. Mike Siegel, a chance at a shred of dignity.
Let me hear it again.
In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Mike Siegel, which prominent Republican said that quote?
It's the life in your years.
Nice quote.
How about George H.W. Bush?
No. Ron Placone, tell them which famous Republican president said that quote.
You had to go back further and you had to think classic. That was Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was Honest Abe.
That's one of his, people are as happy as they choose to be quotes, you know?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I should have known that.
He was also, I believe his other quote was mission accomplished, right? That was...
yes, he did. All right.
Right before the Civil War started. he was like, we reached an agreement. Everyone's fine now. Mission accomplished. And then it was like, turns out no.
Oh, this is...
All right.
Oh, he got his nickname, Dumb Abe.
Way to go, Dumb Abe.
So it's 11-5.
This is a pathetic showing on my part, I'm going to say.
Well, you're right now tied for biggest loss.
All right. You made your
Get this
point.
one, man.
So this question...
Yeah, shoot that hand up there. Jim's fast. He doesn't fuck around.
Jim, sit on your hands.
Yeah, that's the problem. Jim's...
All right, ask the question. I'm doing
All
this.
right.
No more messing around.
All right. Who said this? Republican or Democrat? We don't have $1 trillion debt because we haven't taxed enough. We have $1 trillion debt because we spend too much.
Mike.
Democrat.
Incorrect.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Did you think that was a trick quote?
Jim Bruce,
50-50 shot.
a chance at being our biggest winner ever.
Wow.
Which famous Republican said the following quote? We don't have $1 trillion debt because we haven't taxed enough. We have $1 trillion debt because we spend too much.
Now it's obvious. Why did I say I blanked? I panicked.
It's been mostly presidents, but that feels like a Mitch McConnell. I'm going to go Mitch McConnell.
No. The record of a 6-point victory remains. That has not changed because Ron Placone.
Well, wait, doesn't Mike get a shot at it? Can't he guess?
No.
Right? Oh, he can't?
They both guessed. They both tried. So Mike.
I didn't pick a person.
He didn't pick a person.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He picked the wrong party.
He got the answer wrong, but he didn't pick a person. He can still pick a person to close.
Oh, wait a minute now. Ron, anything has just happened. Because now we have never been in this spot where someone has a chance to lose by the respectable number of 5.
That's right.
Or the tie break or the tie for worst loss.
Worst loss. So this is a chance to not be among the worst. You're like slightly better than the biggest loss ever.
Okay. So we have we spend too much. We don't.
Do you want me to read it again, Mike Siegel?
Sure. Why not?
I feel like thinking is not helping you, overthinking things, but I will read this quote again. We don't have $1 trillion debt because we haven't taxed enough. We have $1 trillion debt because we spend too much. Mike Siegel, for a chance at just being one of the losers from this show, rather than the biggest one, which famous Republican said that quote?
Reagan.
Mike Siegel, congratulations. You have only lost by 5 points.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Close the gap a little bit. You started out down by 6.
Well, I was so excited to jump in. Like I didn't really listen to the quote as much. And then when I heard the quote a second time, I was like, oh, that's a total Republican quote. And I don't know why I said Democrat. There are
times where there's ones that surprise people where it seems like it'd be a Democrat, it's not, or vice versa,
Yeah.
Mike, that was a way to come back. You weren't crushed. It could have been really an awful bloodletting, but you made it respectable 11-6.
I got to give a shout out to Jim. He has been, at least from my perspective, the fastest contestant we've ever had. Now we usually don't get high levels of sobriety on this show. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I mean, maybe I don't even know if you're sober or not, but sometimes that's a factor here. But the quick hands, man, kudos.
No drinking, just pills.
There you go. That might help with the speed.
Oh, we were supposed to be sober?
No, you don't have. I mean, it's optional.
You don't have to.
Anything can happen, and for the most part, anything goes. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We've had people drinking, we've had people smoking weed, but we haven't had anybody actively cooking meth during the show. But anything can happen. So we're hoping that
we've had
my microphone smells like a beer. My microphone smells like a beer.
Well, Mike Siegel, thank you so much for being on our show. Where can people listen to the Travel Tales podcast and follow you online?
It's Travel Tales Podcast on Instagram and traveltalespodcast.com and all the sites wherever you stream your podcast. We're out there. And I'm also Funny Mike on Twitter. And I have a Dry Bar comedy special out there if you want to go see. It's free now on YouTube. You can find me. So drybarcomedy.com if they want to see what I do.
Awesome. Mike, Travel Tales Podcast, in all seriousness, is a great podcast. And it's really, if anyone is seriously thinking about traveling the world or whatever, it's also a great resource because you have a lot of people on there that have really forged ahead and can tell you, oh, this is what you do in this country or whatever. I mean, it's really an amazing resource, that show.
Yeah, thanks. And we can talk about not only living.
I'm a regular listener too.
Yeah, and there's tips and from people who are experts and like how to do it cheaply and travel and places to go, things to not do, crazy stuff that's happened to them, but it's easy to get out there. A little harder now during COVID, but still you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's inspirational, that show. So check that out. And Mike, very funny man. We've known each other for a long time. Check out his dry bar. Very, very funny dude. And thank you, Mike, for making it respectable on anything can happen.
I'm sorry for the poor showing, gentlemen. Really.
Hey, you got out the last question you got right. You ended on a high note. You know what I mean? You said Reagan. Most of your answers were Reagan. So eventually it became right.
It had to come up. He had to come up sometime. He had to come up.
Yeah, it makes sense because you demonstrated the memory capacity of a Reagan.
Yeah. What? Mother.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks for being on the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Nice job, Mike. Good to see you.
Mike Siegel, everybody. Jim Bruce, congratulations, buddy. Big win. Came out strong, held the lead. Very impressive. Did you have a pregame strategy of just, I'm going to answer quick, or?
My assumption, I think it helps that my assumption is I don't know nothing because there's no pressure. So then I was like, oh, I know a thing. You know what I mean? Like I had no illusions that I know stuff. And then when I was like, oh, I guess I know one or two things. That's great.
I guess I know. This is one of the few times, though, where someone jumped out to a big lead and it held. Usually we've seen the leads evaporate really quickly. So you actually, that was amazing. You jumped out to a big lead and then just kind of maintained it. Yeah, mainly because Siegel just thought every answer was Ronald Reagan. Mike's flipping me off in the chat. Religious law or state law? Ronald Reagan. Mike, that's not.
Say that, you're kind of right.
Well, dude, thanks for being on the show. Where can people listen to your podcast where you talk about Billy Joel and anything else you're doing? I know you're doing some road dates.
Absolutely. Well, first, check out my YouTube channel. If you like absurdism and nonsense, I do produce a lot of just very silly comedy. And if you need a break from the reality that is hell, it's kind of nice. It doesn't ask much of you other than some good laughs. The Billy Joel is one of many things. There's a review show I do about movies that's for older people called When Should I Pee? And the idea is, if you go see a movie, when's a good time to take a break? Because you're not going to be able to sit for 2.5 hours. I make fun of Rick and Morty fans. It's just,
I have a Rick and Morty shirt on.
It's a lot of trolling in the good way, a good natured. You can also jimbrucecomedy.com. You can check out my comedy special. I'm dying as fast as I can. Comic Jim Bruce on Twitter. And I have now going to be doing third Tuesdays starting in a month at El Cid. Be running a show there. So
nice. Well, everybody, for Jim and I have known each other since I started doing stand-up when I was 18 in Tucson, Arizona at Laughs Comedy Club is where we met doing open mics on Tuesday nights. So Jim is somebody I've known my entire adult life and my entire comedy life. And if you go to my YouTube channel and you watch Hello Junkie, the 70s cop show parody, Jim is the junkie in that. So because that was born out of a sketch from college. And then we were in a sketch comedy group for a long time called Fancy Ketchup. So that's how I've known Jim. So everybody who's watching, go watch that again if you haven't already. It's very funny. It's a parody of 70s cop shows, and Jim plays the junkie. And you can see how long we've known each other.
Yeah, that I played the junkie back before I was kind of fat. Like if I was playing the junkie now, you'd like food junkie, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
This guy's hooked on Cheetos and
not walking.
Well, cool, Jim.
Hey, thank you for letting me be on the show.
Yeah, this is super fun, dude. This is great. Thanks for doing it. It's always
showing, man. Killer job.
Yeah. It's always been a dream of mine to embarrass Mike.
Yeah, and these both Jim and Mike have known each other a long time, so it's really fantastic to watch this happen in real time. And Mike's just off screen shaking his head, which is great that he can't respond to this at all. It's fantastic.
He suddenly got into a poli-sci class because he's like, I'm not letting this shit happen again.
I don't think he needs to do that. He just needs to raise his hand quicker and just guess. So you got a 50-50
Really?
shot.
Most of the time, depending on the topic, swinging for the fences is the way to go.
Yeah.
Multiple choice, sometimes you can sit back a little bit because it's like 4 choices. If they get it wrong, you got 3 choices, better chances. But, dude, when there's 2 points at stake, swing for the fence, 50-50 shot.
Yep.
Good advice.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks, dude, for coming on the show. And it was great to see you. And follow both Jim and Mike, everybody, because they're very funny guys.
Yeah, and just I like saying this in public. Graham Elwood's one of the finest friends I have. I'm lucky to have you.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, I love you, man. It's good to see you, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
All right, brother.
Bye, Jim. That's fun, man. What a fun round.
Right? Wasn't that a blast?
Yeah. It was. I mean, this is a low bar, but it was by far the best part of my day.
Oh, well, dude, I'm glad.
It was a good way to end what was not the greatest day. And I also got to say, shout out to everyone who has been showing their support today and has been giving me shout outs and stuff like that. And even though YouTube, the platform, drove me up a freaking wall today, you all make it worth it. So thank you so much for that. And, I hopefully I'll get this sorted out soon.
It's one of those things. It's like, it's kind of, it's coming, but even when it happens, it still sucks. Like when it actually happens and they shut you down, or like it still is like, wow, like we've all watched it happen to other people and go, oh man, they're going to come for me eventually. And when they do, which they will and have done, it still sucks. I mean, when I got demonetized in February, I was like, God, and it was like, you also feel like,
well, I'm also just kind of wondering, like, fuck it, why? Like, I don't know. Like there was no
explanation,
no video that they had a problem with. There was nothing. Just I could not get into my account. It was just like, oh yeah, we're kicking you out. And then it said I had to verify something, but it wouldn't let me. It's like, yeah, we can't. And I'm like, what do you need me to do? I'll freaking do it. And they're like, yeah, we just can't. And this is the second time this has happened. But the first time it was fixed in like an hour or two. As of right now, I mean, I haven't checked in a little bit because I'm here, but it's still been going on. And, I had to sort the thing. I think the GoFundMe is fixed. I think that is fixed. So, yeah, please check that out. If you want to check out my movie, Kate will share the link with everybody. And yeah, so I think that is fixed. So go look at the trailer for the movie that apparently was really controversial for some reason. But no one's ever made a movie calling out Wall Street before. I'm the first person.
Yep.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
And I guess the way I'm doing it is, whoa.
It undermines public safety, Ron, that movie, what you're doing.
Apparently. Yeah, apparently. A fictional story about 2 brothers is that's
it's too dangerous.
Too dangerous.
Well, you got time for a You Should Know This?
Let's do a quick You Should Know This, man. I should have prepared Billy Joel, but I didn't. Spoiler, it's not Billy Joel.
Well, folks who are watching for the very first time, and I just put the live one, will be dropping tomorrow, I think, if not today. I recorded we did You Should Know This at the Sacramento Punchline 2 weeks ago when we were performing there, and I put that on my YouTube and Rockfin, so that'll be out soon. But for those of you who are new to this, Ron is very knowledgeable about music, and I'm awful at music. So he will say a line from a popular song and see if I should know if I should know it, and we'll see if I do, and he'll give me clues. And then I will do a line, a famous line from a famous movie. And Ron is horribly knowledgeable about movies. So you get to see both of our blind spots. So it's a lot of fun.
Me in a music trivia game recently.
That was amazing. Murray Valeriano's, I was like, I'm going to come in dead last and I'm just going to get skunked. And it just all kind of lined up. I don't know.
You did good. I mean, it was a fun game too. I felt like my one question was a little unfair, but it was a fun game. Like it was a really cool game. Now I did win in the second round thing. I won that one. but in like the main game, I came in last.
Yeah, and Rosie took the lead, and then I came from behind, which I was like, I thought second place would be the best I could possibly do. So, yeah. But I also, I need to clarify this because I forgot to tell Kate this, and I'm sorry, Kate. I should have told you this before we went live. Lee had to change his government secret schedule. So we're going to do government secrets tomorrow at 4:00 Pacific time. I was going to live stream Afghanistan tomorrow on Rockfin only, but that's not going to happen. So I'll do that at some point next week. So tomorrow we'll be doing government secrets at 4:00 Pacific time, 7:00 Eastern. But someday next week, I am going to, I only can do it on Rockfin. If you're a Rockfin premium member, we will screen Afghanistan. I will screen it on this, and then we'll do a Q&A afterwards. But that's not happening tomorrow. We're doing government secrets tomorrow. And I apologize, Kate. I should have told you before that because that's my fault. Yeah, government secrets tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. All right, let's do You Should Know This. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to You Should Know This with Ron Placone and myself, Grab Elwood. Ron, what should I know?
All right, here we go. I asked Bobby Dylan. I asked the Beatles. I asked Timothy Leary, but he couldn't help me either. You want more?
Yeah.
All right. People tend to hate me because I never smile. As I ransack their homes, they want to shake my hand.
I guess my go-to when I don't know what something is, but it sounds sort of rebellious, is to always just say The Clash.
So you are, well, before, this is pre-Clash.
Oh.
But as far as attitude goes, you're sort of in the right place. And you are in the right country.
Oh, it's from the UK.
That's right.
The Who.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That is a Who song. Do you want to guess the song?
I have no clue.
You have no clue.
It would be, hold on. I'm just trying to think of the name. I only know a handful of Who songs.
So this isn't like
We Don't Get Fooled Again.
No, this is not Don't Get Fooled Again. This is not one of their most obvious hits, but it's a real banger. And it's definitely a hit. Here, I'll read one of the parts where they like say the title, and we'll see if that's true. Focusing on nowhere, investigating miles. I'm a really desperate man.
Pinball Wizard.
Good guess, but no. They call me the. I've been searching low and high.
No, I know that. They call me the searcher. No, they call me the.
You're close.
They call me the wizard, the best I've ever had. They call shit.
You're mixing up Who songs. You were close, and then you got cold again.
They call me the sailor. I sailed that boat so hard, right? Isn't that?
You're singing the wrong song, but you were singing the right one, and your lyrics were like almost there. Like you were so close. And then you started singing a different song. They are kind of similar. The hooks are a little similar, so I can get that. But you were in the ballpark. They call me
Bob O'Reilly or whatever that one.
Now you're just saying every Who title you know, and they call me, see me, feel me, hear me, touch. No, Graham, that's once again you're just saying they call me the Magic Bus. All right, dude, I feel like that's not it. It's you were.
Mike Siegel is watching this, and Mike is a big music fan, and he's losing his mind. He's pulling out his eyebrows.
Not the easiest Who track, man. I mean, I'm impressed you got the Who so quick.
They call me the singer.
Oh my God, you're so obnoxiously close, dude. Come on. So sing what sounds like singer, but I've been searching.
The wing.
I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die.
They call me the Seeker.
Yes, the Seeker. I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die.
That's one of those songs I've heard 1,000 times, but could never tell you what the title was.
Yeah, so that's the Seeker, and you started like you were there, and then you went to they call that a bargain, the best I ever had. The best I ever had. Now, the hooks are a little similar, man. I totally get that. But those are two different songs. Both hits, both classics.
Okay. Well, I did all right on that. I got to the hook quickly.
You did pretty good.
Song titles, I'm the worst at. I would kind of figure out the band. Song titles, I'm just awful at.
That's kind of like how I am. Like when you give a movie quote, I know that it's definitely a movie. And then I have trouble.
It was shot. It's a movie. There's actors in it that I know.
That I know. I've only guessed a TV show like once or twice. That's only happened a few times.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Okay. I can't remember if I've done this movie or not. Damn it. I should have checked beforehand.
Might help my chances if you have.
All right. Okay. Kate said in the chat, I am the Who illiterate. Me and you both, Kate. All right. Okay. Here's the movie quote. Who told you you could work with men?
Who told you you could work with men? Pretty Woman.
No, but I think that's around the right era. This is
right era. 90s.
Late 80s, early 90s movie. Pretty Woman, yeah. Early
comedy?
90s.
I'm feeling comedy. Is this comedy?
There's funny moments in it, but I wouldn't call it a comedy.
Get Shorty.
Ooh, that is wow. That's a good guess. It's Get Shorty still leans a little too comedic.
Okay.
This movie's a little more of a drama.
A little more. Okay. So this is not all right. Who told you could work with men? Drama. Late 80s, early 90s. Ooh. All right. Geez, I'm kind of drawing a blank. Give me more hints. Give me like another quote or something.
Okay, I'll give you another quote. Coffee. Excuse me. Put the coffee pot down. Coffee is for closers.
Oh shit! I know. Oh man! Oh god! It's gonna drive me nuts. I know this. Like the leads are weak. You're weak. I made $972,000 last year. What'd you do? You see this watch? Oh, what the? Oh god! I know this movie. They're all in the room. They're all in the suits. They're failing on selling cars. Oh, what is the title of that movie though? It's like right on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like,
who's the actor that says? That's my name. The guy you're talking.
Is it? Wait, is that Tom Cruise that does it? No, who's? What is like? Fuck you. That's my name.
Yeah.
No.
I drove here to brand new BMW.
He's like, I drove. Where'd you drive? Yeah, the leads.
What'd you drive in a Hyundai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck you. That's my name.
Movie.
It's not Tom Cruise, but it's not Tom Cruise.
This is not Tom Cruise. That's I thought he said, "Fuck you, that's my name. I love Katie Holmes." That's not the full line. That's not.
No, sir. Now I know how you feel when I was just going, they call me the filmer or whatever.
He's like, I made $972,000 last year. Show me the money. That's not the full line. That's not it. You sure?
Second place, set of steak knives.
God damn it. I know this movie. I so know this movie. I've seen this scene more than once. But
always
what is
quoted.
the title? Yeah.
Yeah. I used
It's
to work
such
in sales.
Beautiful scene, too.
Tough racket.
I love that scene.
Oh, it's the greatest.
It's like,
put the coffee pot down. Coffee is for closers.
Closers. Yes. Oh, God damn it. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm sure the chat is going nuts. They're like, "What the fuck, dude?" And because I've seen this. I know this movie, but like, I'm drawing.
I'll give you another solid, huge hint. It's based on a David Mamet play. They basically took a Mamet play and made it into this movie.
A play? I didn't know that about that movie.
that doesn't help at all.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I mean, I'm like, oh man, what is my play? I mean, I wanted to just say Death of a Salesman, but I know that's wrng. That's not, I mean, I've read Death
Which
of
they
a
did
Salesman.
make into a movie.
They did make that into a movie, but that's like for sure not the same thing. Oh man, what is that movie called? Oh my God. It's not Get Shorty. It's dude.
Well,
give me a sounds like.
The first letter is correct of Get Shorty.
So it's a G. Oh my God. Getaway? I don't fuck.
It's the name of the lead. They go, you want the good leads, the blank leads?
Genuine Giant. The good leads, the general.
They're the name of the leads.
The name of the leads
is the name of the movie.
And it starts with a G.
Yes.
Giant lead. Great.
Gorgeous leads.
Great buyer of cars.
Gargantuan leads.
Gargantuan. That's, oh man. Graduation. Great. Glee.
It's like a bunch of guys' names. is
a bunch of guys' names?
Is the name of the movie.
That Graduate's close?
Well, again, it starts with a G, but there's several G names within the title of this movie.
Great Gabbers. Fuck.
What are some names that start with G?
George.
Okay.
All right.
Not one of them.
No, okay. All right. Greg. G names. Guy G names.
This is so fucking great.
Genghis.
Yes. Genghis. The Genghis Graham leads.
Genghis Graham leads. I love that movie.
You remember when they're just trying to sell real estate for Genghis Khan's property? Yes, his timeshares and the Genghis. Yes, that's what it was all about.
I mean, George is like, I mean, what other dude names? I mean, I know there's a bunch, but like Jeff with a G, you could do it with a G.
Right? That's not it.
That's not it. It's not like Jeff's Cars or whatever. That's not the movie. Great Gatsby Cars. Fuck, man.
Great Gatsby's used cars. Come on down to Gatsby's where every car's fake. Like,
and then it's like, fuck you. That's my name. I really love this girl. And then it was like, we're going to shoot this motherfucker in a pool. That's what we're going to do.
All these rich people are assholes. Come on down to Great Gatsby's Cars.
Yes, that's not it. It's definitely not.
Other male names.
Great Gumball.
No.
Gumball.
Other male names that start with G, Ron.
Okay. George. Greg. Gambit.
Gambit? That's the name. Those are the G names you're gonna go. How many Gambits do you know?
I know a couple.
Really? You hang out with guys named Gambit?
They all play cards. All of them. They love it. I can't think of any like G names for dudes.
There's a couple really common ones you're missing here.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. It's not George. It's not Jeff. It's not dude names that start with G. Man.
I mean, I've been called both of these names because my name is not as common. I'll say my name's Graham and they go, "Oh, hey." And they'll say one of these names.
Really? Graham. I mean, what else does Graham sound like? So I don't know, man. I'm drawing a blank to like G names.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going nuts at this point because it's like, I mean, I know the movie. It's usually I don't even know the movie, but this one is
Mike
like
Siegel
I know
just put
the
up,
movie.
"I'm going to kill him." Mike Siegel just put up a sign saying he's going.
Democrat. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan's Great Cars. That's the movie. That's Ronald Reagan's Cars.
Yes, that's the name of the movie. There's really like.
Do I have any friends with this name? Do you know? Do you?
There's a prominent journalist that I know you probably like and revere that has one of these names.
Glenn.
Oh, okay.
Glenn's Leeds. So that's the movie. Glenn Graber Cars.
First of all, they don't sell cars in the movie. They sell like real estate, vacation rental, and timeshares, right?
Oh, that's
so
what they sell. So it's been a minute. All right. The guy just has a nice car and they don't.
The car, you're getting confused. So if the top, Alec Baldwin is the guy that comes in and says,
"Oh yeah, he's the guy." Yeah.
Yeah. If you sell first place in the sales contest, you get a brand new Cadillac. Second place, set of steak knives. Third place, hit the bricks, pal, because it's fuck or walk. That's
okay.
That's what you might be thinking cars. So Glenn is the first word in the title of this movie.
Okay. Glenn's.
This is literally like I'm giving you super and you can't figure out it's Superman.
Man. Glenn's List. Glenn.
And then the second name is another guy's name with the letter G that's not Glenn or George or Jeff or Graham.
Oh, man. So I got to come up with another G name. Glenn Griffin. Glenn Griffin's. Glenn Guberman's List. Glenn's God List. Glenn's.
This is fantastic. This is amazing. This is better than when you couldn't name Clint Eastwood in San Francisco. This is like
Glenn's. All right. Glenn Gobber's. G.
Gobber. So Gobber, you're going to think of the word Gobber before this G name that is so common.
Is it though? I mean, I don't know, man. George is like the main go-to for G names. I don't know any other G names that are like as common as George. So I mean, why couldn't the other guy have just been George? Why couldn't he have just been?
Remember the presidential candidate in the 80s that everyone thought was going to win? He was a good-looking guy. They made a movie about him, and then he said, "Follow me," because he was cocky, and they caught him having all these affairs. Do you remember his first name?
Fuck no. Grover.
Grover.
Yeah, let's go with Grover. Glenn's Grover. That's a really good movie title. Glenn's
Grover car sales.
That's the movie. I love it. It's my favorite.
Oh my God. This is
give me the second letter in the obvious G name. Griffin.
G-A.
Gavin.
Close.
It's not Gavin. I mean, how many freaking names start with G? G-A. Gavin, not Gabber. That's still not it. Gabe. Glenn's Gabe list. Is it Gabe? Gabriel. Glenn's Gabriel. It's not Gabriel either. G-A. I mean, Gates not a name. That's like a thing. Gar. I have a friend named Gar. Is it Gar?
What? G-A-R. And then is there a name that a guy has with a letter after the R? Ron?
Garth. It's not Garth? Gareth. Gary.
There. Gary.
Glenn Gary list.
Gary.
No.
All
Glenn
right.
Gary. All right. What's the last word? Glenn Gary.
It's Glenn
Givers.
Gary.
Greats.
Ross. Glenn Gary.
Oh.
Blank Ross.
Glenn Gary timeshare Ross. Glenn Gary. Glenn Gary steak Ross. Glenn Gary. Is it another G? Is there another G?
Yeah.
Really? How many freaking G's? Glenn Gary.
Maybe there's one of these names. They repeat it.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Oh my God, Ron! How did you figure that out?
I just had a hunch. Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. Yeah.
That is the new record for longest.
Dude, wow. I'm probably gonna think of like 55 names to start with G as soon as we get off the air here. Like it would be like, oh yeah,
well,
that's
already said all of the obscure ones. Garth,
I know,
Gabe.
and then I didn't think of Gary or Gareth or like, yeah.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross is packed full of Pacino's in it, Jack Lemmon's in it, Alec Baldwin's in it.
I've seen it. I just forgot that was the title.
Oh fuck, that was amazing.
Glenn Gary.
God, that was
all right.
amazing.
I gotta remember that. I gotta revisit that.
That was
fuck
fantastic.
you. That's my name.
Yeah.
I would have been fired like immediately. I've been like, hey, Gar, I have a question. And they'd be like, get the fuck out. I'd be like, okay. Are we selling cars or timeshares? Like, you're fucking, you got to go. You don't even know what we're selling. You called me Gar. You called this other guy Gravy. You're fucking lost. You have to go.
Nobody is named Gar. Like, nobody.
No, I have a friend named Gar. He's probably watching this right now being like, don't fucking drag me into this. How did you not know Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross?
For you not knowing one of the most quoted movies in the last 30 years.
My parents named me Gar because they're like, no one will fucking ever guess this. But here you are.
Oh, God, that was amazing.
I do what I can.
That was the reason I played this game. That's my favorite part of doing this game is it's so beautiful because each guy is on both sides of it in every game. Like each guy is like, I don't know. It's that one thing with that thing. While the other guy's going, how do you not know this?
I know this. No, yeah. Someone said Ron is the Wheel of Fortune guest who has the whole thing on the board, but misreads it. I am. That's the most appropriate. I'm like, it's anal bum cover. I'm the Sean Connery guy, except it's not a joke.
Oh God. That's so fantastic. Yes, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. Go back, rewatch it. It's Kevin Spacey's in it. It's really fantastic.
I didn't know Kevin Spacey was in that. I mean, again, we're talking. It's been well over a decade for me, but
right.
I gotta watch that. I'll add it to my. I got a really long list, and I try to go to it, and then I'm like, I'm gonna watch this thing on Netflix called Midnight Mass. Why not? It's kind of okay.
Right. I get it.
Lucy just bumped the microphone.
Lucy. Well, dude.
I'm working on what's that Midnight Football one? What's that show called? Friday Night Lights.
Midnight Football. That's what you call it.
Yeah, I forget. No, I do this. I'm so bad with this stuff. Like, I'll be like, my wife has to get used to it because I'm like, can we watch the Football Madness thing? And she's like, you mean Friday Night Lights? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, can we watch?
Midnight Football.
I called it Varsity Blues for like weeks, which is a movie that I've also seen. But I'm like, yeah, let's watch some Varsity Blues. And fortunately, she knows what I mean. But yeah.
Well, Friday Night Lights also was a movie. It's based on a book. They made a movie based on the book because the book is an actual true story about an actual season of a Texas high school. And they made it into a movie with Kyle Chandler. Or no, with Billy Bob Thornton, who played Kyle Chandler's role, and Connie Britton still played his wife. And then when they did the series, Billy Bob Thornton said no or whatever, and so Connie Britton came over.
I feel like the series was a little more true to the book, right? Like the movie's a bit hyperbolized, and the show is a little more. Yeah,
it's more. Well, it's more grounded in reality because they can spend more time with the characters to kind of flush them out. Where the movie's just sort of a lot of 2-dimensional characters that they just kind of like. He's this guy. He's the
right.
And but yeah, the series is great. Midnight Football, yeah, it's my favorite series.
Midnight Football is great, man. I'm gonna watch some in a bit. It's freaking yeah.
Midnight Football. Oh, it's so great. God, I love it. I love that you can remember all these band names and albums and songs, and then Midnight Football.
I get it from my mom. Like I remember one time. Remember that movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yes. She
was like, "Hey, do you guys want to watch like that shitting bull or whatever it's called?" I was a kid. When we knew what she meant, we're like, "Yeah, let's watch it." So I think that's where I get it from.
Shitting Bull, Midnight Football. What's that movie called?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, you want to watch the? You want to watch like Gary Schindler's List? I love that movie. It's about the timeshares.
Yeah, that guy Schindler's selling timeshares or whatever. What's that one called?
Timeshares, and I don't know. Some people were mad. That's the movie. I love it.
What's it called? Long. Timeshare Football. What's it called?
Timeshare Madness. Timeshare.
Midnight Timeshare. What was that? Midnight Timeshare.
Let's watch. We're gonna watch Varsity Car Sales or whatever. It's my favorite.
Gar's Varsity Car Sales.
Gar's Varsity Car Sales. Yes, Gar's Cars. I gotta revisit it.
Gar's Cars. Oh, Ron, this is always a treat. Plague, you should know this. It's the highlight of the week for me.
Me too.
Well, dude, thanks for I'm glad this show helped with after kind of a shitty day, but man, nothing.
Yeah, and thank you to all the viewers and everyone on Twitter and everyone who was like, "Hey Ron, it's all good, and this is some bullshit." And yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You guys cheered me up.
Right on. Well, go watch Timeshare Madness.
Gonna do some Timeshare Madness. Only way to unwind. Only way to unwind.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for taking time for the show and helping write questions and everything. Very much appreciate it.
Guys, check out my movie trailer. I don't remember the title of it, but Kate knows. Check out my movie trailer, please. You can find it on my YouTube. You can find it. It's my pinned tweet. It's this movie I'm trying to make. We just fixed the GoFundMe. It was controversial, apparently, but the GoFundMe is fixed, so you can contribute. Yeah. It's other people are going to remember the title of that freaking movie, and check it out.
Yeah, and then watch Gary Schindler's List.
Yeah, check that out. You got to check it out.
All right, dude. Nice job, brother. We'll see you. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Peace.
Later. Rob Lacote, everybody. That's our show. Let me read a couple of, some of you might have sent some tips in. Venetia David, shave your knuckles for justice. Thank you for supporting the show at rockfin.com/Graham. We couldn't do the show without you. This is up there with trying to guess Wall Street. Oh, I know. God, that was fantastic. God, that was fantastic. Oh, it was so beautiful watching Ron do that. That took like 20 minutes, 25 minutes of him trying to guess Glenn Gray again, Ross. God damn, it was awesome. Well, thanks everybody for watching. It was super fun. And thank you once again to Kate, our moderator and scorekeeper. And also thank you to our contestants, Mike Siegel and Jim Bruce, the winner. Both my friends. I've known those guys for a long time, Jim Bruce and Mike Siegel. Check out their stuff. And thank you, Ron, of course, and Kate and everybody in the chat for making us all laugh. So reading your shit in the chat is also part of the comedy for me. So yeah, Ron was perfect tonight. God, he was perfect. Yeah, support Ron's GoFundMe because they try to take it down. So I'm glad you guys all had fun tonight. That's what we got to have fun. It's crazy time, so we got to laugh and have a good time. So tomorrow, tune in for Government Secrets at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. And so just know that the screening and Q&A of Afghanistan has been postponed. We had to, Lee had a schedule change, so we had to move that around. We were going to do Government Secrets on Monday, but now Lee has to do it on Friday. So we're doing Government Secrets tomorrow, 4 o'clock. And Afghanistan, I'll announce that later, probably on Monday. I'll pick a day next week to do Afghanistan live stream and do a Q&A after. And that'll only be for Rockfin Premium members. So check that out. So Government Secrets tomorrow. Thank you everybody for watching. Like, share, subscribe. And always, Annalise Garcia. Oh, Annalise, such a sweetie. Got to meet her in person. Finally, we've been internet friends and she came to our show at Flappers, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Check out her show, by the way, at Rockfin. Great show, guys. If you enjoy Graham and Ron, please give us a follow and check out our latest interview about racism against Latinos with Edward Bravo, a young man who was pulled over and asked for proof of citizenship by police who had ICE with them, Jesus, simply because he looks Hispanic. Man, thank you for covering that, Annalise. Yeah, Annalise, completely deplatformed by the CIA tube. So another great reason to sign up for Rockfin is you can get what Annalise is doing. She's doing fantastic work. She's a big supporter of the show. We've had her on the show. She's also has played Anything Can Happen. And she was at our show. So Annalise, thank you for supporting what we do, and go check out. And it's another thing. If you do Rockfin Premium, you get my premium content, Annalise, Ron, Jimmy, Whitney Webb, everybody that's over on that platform. They're just adding new people too. So check it out. Abby Martin's over there. So another great reason to go to rockfin.com. Thanks everybody for watching, and tune in tomorrow for Government Secrets. And let's thank Ron for not knowing the name Gary. That was so fun that he didn't know the name Gary. Gar. He came up with Gar before the word Gary. Goddamn fantastic. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Follow the buddy, connect the dots, and get the truth. And that's always to remember that anything can happen.